Welcome everybody, I am Papa Snusi and it's time for another Satisfactory Sunday. Yeah, this time we have another bass showcase. Welcome to Project P. Now Project P stands not for penis, it stands for Project Power. Why Project Power? Because these guys, they made this map. They didn't have really a goal. They just went with it, I guess, and it turned out we have a absolutely new power record in Satisfactory. Yes, you heard right. So I'm gonna introduce you to the multiplayer map of DBNR Regs. I am a chicken and Caragona. I'm giving out a big shout out to this guy to deliver me that save file. This bass showcase is a little bit different. All I have for you guys is some picture, because I couldn't record properly on this map file, but we get to that on a later stage. Now what we have seen so far is a little starter base where the space elevator lives and the hub, and then some additional stuff like some leftovers from a coal power plant, some heavy modular frames, computers made, then the supercomputers, and of course turbo motors and alkylate sheet factory. You know, just to get some starting materials. Then here we have the fuel generators, but that is just some additional power because of the processing stages of the game. Now we are diving right into the big stuff of this map. So on this side of the planet we have the crystal oscillators and the beacons made and processed. And don't worry, I'm going over some numbers in a couple of minutes. Beautiful. Then a nicely curved down train track to load up or unload some materials, I guess. Then here we have the HSC, the high-speed connectors made, all that quick grind needed, and all these machines. I don't want to count up these machines because they're wow, so many of them. Then in the south of the map, where the first starting area is, we have all these stators and rotors processed and all the steel stuff these guys have needed. Of course, when we talk about a new power record, it has to be nuclear power. So on this side on the map, they're all making the stuff needed for the nuclear rods. So the uranium cells and nuclear fuel rods. All machines there nicely lined up, and with the spaghetti splitting system, it looks very nice. Then on the way west on the map, where the 4 oil patches live, there they did all the oil processing for the fuel rods. So these 4 pure oil patches are only used for the nuclear fuel rods. So that's pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. Now before we get to the nuclear power plants, we have to take a look at the map and some numbers. Now that's the map overview on the Satisfactory calculator map, where you can put in your save file, and look at that, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell? So they built on the whole map except for this desert biome on the top right corner there, because they think the devs want to change that in the future, so future proofing a little bit. So now there's the steel stuff, there is all the nuclear fuel rods produced, there are the high-speed connectors, there are the oscillators. That's the kind of starting base where all that mess spaghetti is. And on the top left corner, if you wonder what the hell is that, well, we come to that in a minute, because that has something to do with the new power record. But first, let me take a selfie. No selfies. So there's another Satisfactory website where you could put in your save file, and it shows you all the numbers. So hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath. So they're mining up 6,000 copper ore. We just get started, right? 7.3 thousand oil, 8,000 deuterium ore, then 10,000 raw quartz. No? If we scroll down a little bit the ladder here, we have 2,500 steel pipes made per minute. Look at that. 32,000 quick wire processed per minute. 32,000. I mean, what the hell? 17,000 silica. And even 235 crystal oscillators per minute. That's so huge. And look at that. 840 high-speed connectors. I mean, what? Oh, it's so cool. 330 beacons, 560 ECR, so electromagnetic control rods, then uranium 3600 mined up per minute, and on the top bottom here, on the bottom, nuclear fuel rods 168 per minute, in just only 218 manufacturers. So they told me, I had a little talk with them before, they told me they mined up all the uranium and all the bauxite on the map, it's available. So more is not possible. So now on this side we have also a buildings tab, and look at that. They placed down almost 1,000 assemblers. What? And here on this side you can see the material costs for each building. And yeah. 200, almost 300 constructors, almost 100 foundries, then 785 manufacturers. That needs 1,500 heavy motor frames, 1,500 motors, almost 20,000 cable, and 2,300 computers. I mean, 100. Oh god, oh god. 87 miners Mark III, where they put in almost 200 power shards to speed up that stuff. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. 380 smelters is a little number in comparison, right? And on the bottom here you can see the total amount of materials to build all that stuff. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Now, of course, we go to the big nuclear power plant, where you could see it on the map on the top left corner. Hold your breath. I mean, what? So they're standing almost 1,800 nuclear power plants. And they told me it took them about 80 hours to place them all together. Oh my freaking god. I mean, oh, what? So cool. And we have even some bins for the nuclear waste a little bit off to the left. Oh, these guys gripped the game, and that's so freaking cool. So all that put together makes a special amount of megawatts produced of power. So do you have a guess? It's so ridiculous, guys. It's so freaking ridiculous. So they managed to make 4,450,000 megawatts. So that's 4,415 gigawatts of power, or 4.4 terawatts if you like. So, and I even recorded that part, so you can see that's not a fake. So we have the new power record, Project P at its best. Wow, so cool. Now, of course, if you have your factory spread out on the whole map, you need trains to deliver all the goods. And on the other way it's not possible, right? So they made some train lines, mostly a little bit up in the sky. I mean, some are on the floor on the bottom, but mostly up in the sky. And as I understand it, they have a train line for every single item, because the train stuff is kind of wonky in the game right now. And they even made a Skyway train track where you can drive as a player around the whole map, and that's way up in sky with Skyway Station 1 and so on. Now, why is this space showcase mostly with pictures? Well, if you build so big like this map, and that's so huge, There's unfortunately a downside if you play the game. Even I have a decent computer and I recorded that part for you guys, and I have around 10, maybe 12 FPS. I even turned down the graphical settings and all that stuff, and it gave me 1 FPS. So that's the downside, and I'm not that kind of person who like to build that way, but these guys had a project, and the project was Project P, and they made it, and they did it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for today's Satisfactory Sunday video. Again, a big shout out to Dearbrina Rex, I'm a Chicken, and Karagona to provide me with that game save, and look what's even possible in the game right now. If you guys want to participate as well, and send me your game save file, your base, I would really much appreciate that. You can hit me up at the Satisfactory Discord server or PM me on Twitter or Facebook. I would really appreciate it. And if you like that video, please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you like for more Satisfactory content like this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I catch you next time. Bye bye.